You think you know, but do you? Are you 100% certain without any trace of doubt? From these clips, that is highly doubtable. Knowing incredible and interesting facts is good, right? What about creepy and scary facts? I bet you had no idea that these statements are true or fact. Check them out.
What is your favorite very creepy fact? You have a bunch of microscopic parasites called demodex on your eyelashes and in the pores of your face. They come out at night and lay eggs, and they eat the oils on your face. The armpit is where all your important nerves in your arm are, so if you stab it, you can't really use your arm. A rat king is a phenomenon created by when a large group of rats become fused together by their tails via ice, dirt, hair, blood, or even feces. Vlad the Impaler was called that because he killed his enemies by placing them butt first on pointed poles that would slowly skewer them to death. After getting stung by a cone nail, you don't feel the sting for a little bit. There is no antivenom, and it can be lethal. Treatment is basically keeping the victim alive until the venom wears off. Big companies like Target know and record when you're cheating on your significant other. And most importantly, the average number of hands per person is less than 2.
This video has no reason behind it. We might never get to know the characters in the scene, and nor will we know what the matter at hand was. All we know is the sound of a woman in despair screaming for help and the man who slammed the door to the van shut before driving off.
Scariest moments caught on camera PT.2.
Stop! Stop! Call 911. I'm filming! I'm filming! I'm filming! Doing this! I have a video. I'm trying.
Check out the places said to be the most haunted places in all of Egypt. Number 2 would shock many, but are they really haunted?
These are the most haunted places in Egypt. Starting at number 4, the mansion of Izzat Abu Auf. Izzat Abu Auf was a famous Egyptian actor that died in 2019. People he has hosted over parties at his home have reportedly seen a ghost walking with an old-style lamp in his hand. It is said to be the ghost of one of the previous owners of this home, but we all know what that thing is. Number 3. Barun Impain Palace. People nearby and guards around the palace have seen ghosts and have heard weird voices coming out of this abandoned place. Barun, the owner of this house, used to live here with his family. His wife died in the palace in very mysterious circumstances. A few months later, the daughter died, and a few months later, Barun died. No one was able to find out how they died, but the palace is not a safe place to stay. Number 2. Hilwan Hospital. This is North Africa's most haunted hospital. The family members of King Farouk used to live here. It became a morgue for the family members after they died. People have seen light bulbs flicker by themselves without any reason, and shadows creeping up on them along with children's voices. People have reported extremely negative vibes around this site, and this place remains as one of the world's most haunted abandoned hospitals. And finally, number 1, the Pyramids of Giza. In my True Horrifying Story series, part 48, I spoke about the era of when black magic was the strongest, most dangerous, and nothing compared to how it is today. This era was back during the pharaohs of ancient Egypt. Tutankhamun's grave, the world's most haunted grave, was inside one of these pyramids. Every pyramid used to hold treasures that is guarded by jinns. Thousands of people have died trying to retrieve these treasures up until just recently. Until this day, there are areas in these pyramids that have still not been explored due to the power of jinns that guard them. These pyramids are not just haunted. Walking in them is like walking into hell on earth. You tell me, what country should I do next?
Have you ever wondered why some kids turn out to be the monsters that they are? It might be something in their past. This clip shows the story of one of the original American criminals, Albert Fish.
This is the origin story of an American monster. Tired of being called ham and eggs by other children, Hamilton Howard Fish, born in 1870, took the name Albert Fish. He was put in an orphanage when he was 5, where he would be subjected to physical abuse. However, Fish soon realized that he enjoyed the pain. It was when Fish turned 20 that he would begin acting upon his desires by turning to male prostitution and abusing and raping boys, generally under the age of 6. He formed a relationship with a younger man named Thomas Kedden, who it said was forced into the relationship by Fish. However, for 2 weeks, Fish performed his sexual mutilation fantasies on Kedden, who he had locked up in an old farmhouse. The culmination of this torture was Fish cutting off half of Kedden's penis. This was simply the beginning for the man who would go on to be known as the Brooklyn Vampire.
This picture has a backstory that no one would have guessed. But everything would change when a geographic discovery would be made and something different would be noticed.
This image has a troubling backstory. It's believed to be the last photo of Michael Rockefeller, taken shortly before his death in 1961. Michael was traveling down a river with an anthropologist when their boat broke down. He decided to swim to shore and was never seen again. His death was officially ruled as drowning, but rumors persisted that he was killed and consumed by the cannibalistic Asmat tribe. However, a decade later, National Geographic did a project on the Asmat tribe, and during filming, a white man was spotted rowing with the tribe. The photo may not be as disturbing as initially thought.
Would we ever know what happened to this TikToker? All we know is that he gave complaints about a figure he saw on his way back from work twice and had been shunned away by the CIA for trespassing. Next, he would post a video of the figure he had seen and would go missing.
TikTokers who have gone missing. Andrew Dawson. Andrew Dawson posted a TikTok video in April 2022 where he recorded a strange figure that he noticed on the top of a mountain on his drive home from work. Andrew described the figure as a possible giant, and he mentioned that on 2 occasions CIA agents told him to leave the area for trespassing. But on May 12, 2022, he suddenly disappeared without a trace, and still to this day no one knows what happened to him. People have begun to speculate that his disappearance had something to do with the video he recorded of the giant. The whole case is really strange, and it seems like he had seen something he shouldn't have. What do you think really happened to him?
The angel of death who would kill 40 people. How and when was he able to do this? It was through his 16 years of work as a nurse. You might never look at nurses the same way after this video.
To anyone who may be triggered by these topics, or anyone who is faint of heart, please keep scrolling. Serial killers from every US state, Part 30. New Jersey. Charles Edmund Cullen, aka the Angel of Death. Charles Edmund Cullen was the Angel of Death killer, and he killed upwards of 40 people over his 16-year career as a nurse in New Jersey. When patients would look to him for care during their darkest times, he would respond by killing them, usually with prescription drugs. In his confession, Cullen said he believed he was doing the community a service, helping these sick patients by relieving them of their pain. During his 60 Minutes interview, he apologized for his crimes, but said, "I don't know if I would have stopped." Cullen only confessed to the 40 murders, but investigators and experts believe his body count may have reached the hundreds. He was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 11 life sentences.
What do you know of Alcatraz Island? In this video clip, a brief rundown is given on the island. You would not expect the details missed all these years ago.
Alcatraz Island. Known as the Inescapable Rock, Alcatraz Island will be located off the coast of San Francisco. This plot of land was originally a military base that got converted into a military prison and then into the most locked down prison on Earth that housed some of the most scary, evil villains known to man. But what was it like to live on this island? When you first get onto the island, you get pushed into a 30-day period known as the quarantine. During this 30-day span, you have to remain in a cell by yourself. Every day at 7 a.m., you'll get woken up as well, and all of the guards will go to check to take attendance, and you may not say a single word during this time or you will face physical punishment. But it wasn't all bad on Alcatraz Island, because the food was shockingly very good, and on top of that, all the showers were warm. The food one I can't really explain, it just seemed like they had good food on the island. That's really it. I don't know what else to say about that. But the showers were warm for a specific reason. You see, Alcatraz was located on an island away from everything, so in order to escape, you'd have to get past all the security and the guards, and then once you do that, you have to swim for a mile, and this would be through some of the choppiest, coldest waters you would ever experience. And that's why they gave them warm showers, because if somehow you managed to get out of the prison, you managed to get past all the guards and the security, your body wouldn't be able to translate well from the warm showers and the warm inside of the prison to the freezing temperatures within the water. So more than likely, you'll get hypothermia. Now, shockingly, inside the prison itself, there weren't too many casualties considering how many violent people lived there. There are 8 confirmed deaths and a few more people who unalive themselves, and lots of injuries though. It's a horrifying place that is actually shut down now, so you'll never have to worry about staying at.
On today's episode of videos that humans were never meant to see, we present this clip that shows what it looks like for a nuke to be detonated underwater.
These are videos humans were never meant to see, part 10.
Okay, so we all know what a nuclear explosion looks like. But have you ever seen a nuke explode underwater? Well, if not, you're about to find out.
Here is another video of the Slender Man story, and the creepy thing is, you do not know who believes in the Slender Man or not.
This is Slender Man. Most of you are probably already familiar with him. He became an internet sensation in 2009. But did you know that he's also responsible for attempted murder? In 2014, 2 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin lured their friend into the forest where they stabbed her 19 times. The victim was able to crawl out to the road where she got help and was sent to the hospital. Thankfully, she pulled through. The 2 girls pled guilty, but they served no time in jail for their crimes. Instead, they were sent to mental health facilities. When the 2 girls were questioned by police, one of them said the reason they did what they did was, quote, "Many people believe Slender Man isn't real. We wanted to prove the skeptics wrong."
Here is another clip about disturbing facts about the world. The first might be considered an act of war sometime in the future.
These are some extremely unsettling facts, and I found all of these on Reddit. Now, I spoke to you guys prior about what the Russian dead hand actually was, but given current events, I feel like I should reiterate this. The Russian dead hand is effectively a rage quit button that Russia has installed. This will send nuclear warheads to hundreds of nations throughout the world. It's a very realistic end to society as we know it, but as of right now, we have no reason to believe that it will get to this point, so don't worry too much. Many fatal diseases actually have no symptoms and will randomly come about and kill you. You will be feeling amazing and healthy one day, and then all of a sudden you will start to feel worse, you'll start to feel unhealthy, and eventually you will die. But again, it's pretty rare, so don't worry too much. You guys make sure to go check out my Instagram. I am answering some questions over there on my story. On average per year, chiropractors actually kill more people than sharks, and according to some studies, plane crashes as well. But these are also very rare instances, and most chiropractors are trained very, very well and prestige in their craft, so don't even worry about it. And look, I know a lot of these are very scary and very real, especially given today's day and age, but that's why.
Do you want to know more disturbing facts about the world? Let us know.